All part of the presentation for the Ballon d'Or. And the new president, Gento, the honorary president, filling in for his former teammate, the now departed Alfredo Di Stefano. Fourth Ballon d'Or for Cristiano Ronaldo. Copa, Zidane, Figo, Owen, Cannavaro, Kaká, and Ronaldo. But none more than that man.
What an impressive list. You go back to the great days of Real Madrid. You just mentioned the player Gento, Di Stefano. What's the third attacker there, Phil? Let's see how good you were in those years.
Well, Puskás.
Puskás, there you go.
And Copa right behind.
Unbelievable.
Not going anywhere, but he won't be playing as much, if you believe some of the reports from Zinedine Zidane, saying Ronaldo experienced enough to realize at this stage of his career there might be time for rest. And a rested Ronaldo, well, that might be scary for some. He does return to the starting lineup. James Rodriguez, though, after a stellar performance midweek, finds himself back on the bench. Transfer window open. Will there be some action? Maybe something to talk about over the next 2 hours. Casemiro asking for a little help from above. The Basque referee Iñaki Bikandi is ready. And the 2017 part of the La Liga season is underway for Real Madrid. Gorgeous conditions, a bit chilly, 44 degrees, just a light breeze from the south. Bill Shane alongside Thomas Rongan, Jose Hernandez, Eduardo Biscayart on our Spanish language side, and glad you could join us. Hopefully your Christmas holidays and New Year's festivities have put you in a good frame of mind. For Granada, it's a fresh start. And for a team that has struggled, was it just 9 points from their opening 16 matches? Real Madrid probably not the team they wanted to open up against, but they don't have a choice.
Especially with their road record, Phil. 7-1 against Atletico Madrid, 5-1 against Las Palmas. But during that time, Lucas Alcaraz has made some changes and has gone to a 5-4-1, more dogmatic. That's how they beat Sevilla as well.
Take a look at our players to keep an eye on today. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo is out there. Sergi Samper, the ex-Barcelona midfielder, should get a lot of touches if Granada is to do well.
And that's key for Granada. Uche Samper, the 21-year-old Spanish player. And obviously Tito and Silva really playing the outside of the 5 field, really trying to stop the penetration of Marcelo in particular. So tactically pretty smart on the road, compact as you can see right now, and forcing Real Madrid maybe in some uncomfortable positions centrally where Granada has some good numbers.
Ballon into the center. Ross dropping back, ever dangerous with those laser-like passes. Still looking for their first road win of the year, although they have drawn 3 times away from home. Marcelo snapping it forward. A decade ago since Marcelo made his debut. Celebrating a bit here against Lucas Alcaraz, I'm sure, on his to-do list. table, Real Madrid 3 points better than Barcelona with a game in hand. We have that one match with Valencia that was pushed back later in the season because of their participation, their victory in the Club World Cup. Ball lifted by Nacho, looking for Marcelo. Well played by Tito Roman, practically dummying it out for the turnover. 1-6-9 for Granada, 0-3-5 away. Only Osasuna have done worse, and Osasuna just making a coaching change, waving farewell to Joaquin Caparros. Near side, Abanu under pressure. Collision with Casemiro, and out for a Granada throw.
On paper, Phil, this should be an easy game for Madrid, but as we know, in this game anything can happen. When you look at some of the stats, I mean, the shot conversion, the accuracy as well, the passing, with the exception of crosses, goals scored, the differences between these two teams are just glaring. And it's important in that first or second phase for Madrid, which they're doing right now, continuation of good ball movement and find underloaded areas.
Benzema on an attempted give and go, but Ronaldo had been upended right in front of the referee, Bicandi, who saw nothing wrong.
Yeah, if you already see that Ronaldo's really, talk about Ronaldo and Mr. Figo. Stars are out today, Phil. But Ronaldo's got pretty much of a free role. As you can see right now, he's centrally with Benzema, almost playing out of a 4-4-2, being the highest point of attack, and having Isco floating to the left side.
Benzema playing more of the feeder role here, not at the point. That is Ronaldo.
And I think that's the difference between him and Morata, and the reason why he continues to start. He's more of a giver, in my opinion, and that suits, in particular, Ronaldo much better.
Patience here from Varane and Real. Modric probing, poking, but Granada comfortable dropping back. Even Kravitz, the Ukrainian forward, dropping back about 30 yards from his goal, on the turn, looking for an opening, deflects off Samper, straight to Marcelo. His cross trickles all the way through to Carvajal. Second effort inside, but it misses the mark, and out for a goal kick.
And that vintage Los Blancos, you get Marcelo crossing the ball, and Carvajal just said again, on the end of that, Silva and Tito, their responsibilities are obviously to keep them at bay, allowing that back three then to be able to concentrate on Ronaldo and Benzema. Just over Benzema's head. Poor touch there, but it gives you some idea that Real, again, through Cruz, through Modric and Casemiro, initially will start the attack centrally through Varane and Nacho, and then try to go out wide to that middle third, that second phase of attack.
Boga scrambling back to try and get in front of Marcelo. They'll play it square. Casemiro over to Luka Modric. Nice from Kravitz. Drops it back, and one of the keys, possession. The less they have to scramble defensively, the more stamina they will have, but they give it up here rather easily.
It'll be interesting to see when Kravitz is able to get hold of the ball and allow Pereira and Boga to get involved, how Varane and Nacho haven't played together a lot. You got to give Varane a lot of credit. Next to Pepe, no problem. Next to Ramos as well. He's so tactically ahead of his tactical year, so to speak. He's been one of the great bright spots consistently in the back for Zidane.
He was phenomenal in his debut with Real Madrid. Stumbled a bit last year, but does seem to have regained his confidence this season. Patience here from Benzema out wide. Modric sends it in. Defense able to deflect it away. Now looking to break. There is Kravitz coming back. Near side. with his dancing shoes on. Tabanu. And they'll swing it over to the far side for Tito Roman. Here's Agbo, the Nigerian. As you mentioned, 21, on loan from Watford. And while he is part of the Nigerian under-20 system, not called in for the Cup of Nations, which has claimed 2 players, although more role players. Mehdi Carcella from Morocco and Victorien Angban from the Ivory Coast not here today. Saunier, Cuenca, and Fulquier all out injured. But then again, Real Madrid also a bit nicked. Mentioned the 2 center backs that normally would start, Pepe and Ramos, all out. And again, Gareth Bale also still missing in action. Kovacic and Vasquez also unavailable. Boga again getting in front of Marcelo. Here's Kroos.
You just talked about Bale. The biggest decision that Zidane had to make before this game was going with James, who had just a superb game, or with Isco, the more dynamic player that is able to, without the ball, create problems for El Granada. And I think that's still the smart decision. And unfortunately, with Benzema and Ronaldo starting field, I don't think, again, there's a lot of playing time for James.
Marcelo with time, lifts his head, looks long. Ronaldo able to get there, but just a deflection. Carvajal blasts it in front, but well, given up by Boga. Straight back to Real Madrid. Agbo can't get there. Marcelo does, but his left-footed shot screwed wide.
What I like about this sequence, Phil, they got numbers in the box, and then it becomes better for you, as you can see with Marcelo here, to pick up second balls. Immediately pressure with counter pressure, not allowing any kind of transition for Granada. Just can't get a hold of that ball completely. Gets over the top. And in order for Granada to get their lines up, it's so important that they need to be able to possess the ball and get 2 or 3 extra passes to get that back 5 more connected, and also to allow Uche and Samper to become closer to Gravitz. Otherwise, he ends up on an island. It becomes very, very hard for him to be productive.
Marcelo spins away from Roman, who recovers well. By the way, you take a look up in that upper reaches, and I know, Thomas, you are a student of the game as well as a fan. I think pretty much everyone there, from Owen to Ronaldo and the Figos in between, might be recognizable, but there is an argument, at least in his time. The older gentleman that's up there now, 85 years of age, Raymond Kopa, might have been better than all of them.
And I agree with you. I was very fortunate to be in a tail end when I just grew up, black and white, and there's Mr. Kopa, scoring machine. A little bit like Gerd Muller-like. He didn't look like a player, but I'm telling you, he was productive. Representing this club, such class.
That is what they try for. Now cutting to the inside, Isco launching it in. Incomplete. In between Ronaldo and Benzema. What do you think about this 4-4-2? It's something that many thought needed to happen, even going back to the Ancelotti days, pushing Cristiano Ronaldo up front with Benzema. But if you toss a healthy Gareth Bale into the equation, plus the prevalence of the 4-2-3-1, it's been something they've resisted. Not here, though. Isco gets the ball through on a lovely touch from Benzema, and a dozen minutes in, and Real Madrid's in front. Normally a provider, this time a finisher.
And the reason why this happens, Phil, is because Benzema and Ronaldo play tight and occupy. Vesso, Lomban, Tabanu, that gives now players on the outside in transition, as you can see right now. Great ball, as you said again, by the giver. That's why I call Benzema. That's why he starts to his goal. Easy goal. Second time now that El Granada He's done a poor job, Phil, in recognizing when the slow build-up is on or when you have to be more direct to get your lines up. Clearly, again, loss of possession, great recognition by Benzema, and then Isco with the easy finish.
Again, doesn't matter how many players are playing back. If you end up giving the ball away in a situation like that, if you missed it, watch it again. Facebook.com/BeInSportsUSA. And in getting to the point, Zinedine Zidane, call it the third rail, sacred cows, benching Ronaldo, switching to a 4-4-2. He has not been afraid. Maybe you could say a lack of managerial experience doesn't tell him what he shouldn't do.
He's the best manager since he took over from Real Madrid in the world right now. I mean,
the best in the world.
Yes. Look at the performance against Sevilla last week.
And that was missing half of a team. Maybe a little bump, think the fans, but Uche Agbo able to come away with it.
And let me just finish a sentence. The pressing king, Sampaoli, got totally outcoached by Zinedine Zidane when he pressed early on or throughout with great discipline, great organization, great work rate, which is tough to do, and the consistency and the willingness to outwork the opponent of Barcelona against Sevilla was unbelievable.
Benzema again tries the step over, sneaking across in, but off target.
And he goes to Barca, and here you see again the turnover. Poor 1, 2, classic counterfield, 2 passes or less. That's what Ruiz Miguel's used to say to me. Ball's got to be played forward through lines. Good running without the ball. Great recognition, as I said again, with the outside of the foot by Benzema. Ochoa would have liked that one maybe back. Savable, but still good goal and a great start for Madrid.
BeInSports.com for all of the latest from La Liga and beyond, and a big hello to a new member of the beIN Sports family, the WTA. Check it out on beIN Sports Connect as well. Good chance here. Isco. Casemiro, one touch. Now it's Benzema who's moved to the middle. Ronaldo, the more mobile, creates the shot chance, but a sliding try parried away.
Brilliant attack again. It's possession with purpose. We talk about possession. That's great. Sidewards, backwards. This team plays through the lines. Ball and player movement is exemplary of this team right now. The triangle in midfield is key.
Close over with Isco, and a rare lapse of concentration.
And the difference right now between Madrid and here you can see it again, unnecessary dribbling out of the back will cost this turnover by Isco, by the way, and then he's gone, Phil, as well. Casemiro, Cruz, and Modric are just so spot on. And you look at Rakitic, Iniesta, and Busquets, and there's just a huge difference, I think, in the way they've played. Casemiro sometimes plays in front of Cruz. They can give you different looks, which Barcelona can give you. Marcelo, although the other side, Dani Alves is probably the biggest mistake that Barca made as well. Both fullbacks from Madrid right now are clearly better than both fullbacks, including Jordi Alba of Barca this particular time. It's Madrid's to lose, in my opinion.
Stay healthy, though. That's one of the keys. And matches like this are the ones where maybe you try and tinker a bit. Beyond, though, out of pretty much the best lineup he could put in. Varane soars back. Casemiro, and a brave header, a confident header by Nacho back to his keeper. CONCACAF keepers on both nets, although Navas will probably be touching it just a little less.
I don't
than
think
his
I will see
Mexican
Navas,
counterpart Ochoa.
but I'm going with my scouting trip to watch Honduras, the U.S. national team, as a pre-qualifier for the Gold Cup. Mr. Navas obviously a big part, instrumental part of Costa Rica.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. I'm
head scout for the U.S. national soccer team. Chiefs. Did that mean you get the headdress? Oh, out wide on the far side for Tito Roman, the ex-Rayo defender. Kept in by Boga. Back to Agbo. Boga again. Loney from Chelsea. Burst of speed. Uche wants it. Lays it square instead. Pereira. Good chance here. Tamaru to the center, but deflected away. Varane again.
Much better. Clean first touches. Forward play again. Allows this team to get into positions. Samper, by the way, with the mistake in the turnover that led to Isco's first goal. Very reliable 21-year-old Spaniard who's been so good with Uche centrally for Lucas Alcaraz. Young team, as I said. Uche 21, Samper 21, Pereira 21, Boga 21. I think they'll look at their birthday and say, if you're 21, you can play in this team.
Good chance here, cutting across Pereira. All but the final shot. Don't forget the Qatar ExxonMobil final coming your way immediately following this match. Djokovic and Murray. You might want to stay buckled up for that one. Again, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. Varane spots the run of his compatriot Benzema. Trying to slow him down, Ruben Veso. Cleared, but only as far as Marcelo. Isco lays it off. Drop back towards the spot, but just past the feet of Ronaldo. Here's Modric. Rolls it far post. Saved by Ochoa, but straight to Benzema. And it's 2-0 Madrid. Karim on the spot. And Granada in difficult waters.
When you give Luka Modric time and space, and the back five just drops inside of the 18-yard mark, and you are not aggressive in your pursuit to block shot, these things will happen. And then you know what? The great instinct of both Ronaldo and Benzema to sniff out the potential deflection or reflex of a ball coming out of Ochoa that needs to go out wide. No follow-up by defenders as well. It becomes a very easy second goal within 20 minutes.
A turnover just outside the area, quickly pounced upon by Real Madrid, and a loose ball inside the 6 after Ochoa unable to turn it around the post. And it's 2-0 Real Madrid. Nothing spectacular, just good, solid football. 12th minute, Isco, 21st, Benzema. Lucas Alcaraz's best laid plans crumbling in front of our eyes. Facebook.com / easy for me to say, beIN Sports USA. Difficult ball for Ochoa to handle, but maybe he took too much off of it rather than just trying to deflect it wide.
In the replay, he clearly tried to get a hold of it completely. Could not, and didn't have the power in his wrists and forearms to push it across the end line for a corner. It's a big mistake by the very inconsistent Ochoa. You know, Bill, this is offsides.
And should not have counted. Again, if it was Ronaldo coming in to tap this home.
There's movement by Benzema, so it's not passive. He interferes, obviously, with the decision-making of Ochoa right there. And that's just a great look by a great producer, Jesus. Telling me, by the way, it was offsides.
And again, no change of possession to reset Benzema. on the stop in front. So sometimes, though, misfortune is made. Sloppy defense. Real Madrid takes advantage. After all, you don't find yourself down at the bottom of the table at this stage of the season just by bad luck.
And a little stretch where they won 2, they tied 1. Obviously, one of the wins was against Sevilla, one of the wins was against Osasuna at home in Copa del Rey, which later obviously they lost 2-0, so they're out of that cup as well. A draw in there, and 2 losses prior to this game here before they went into the winter stop. So this team is clearly trying to survive this year and build maybe on those younger players if Lucas Alcaraz gets the opportunity to stay with this club, because the pressure is mounting for El Granada to obviously stay up, which is so important.
Just 1 win, just 9 points, worst start in club history. There is a danger, though, and you see it. Directors want to do something. Club presidents want to do something. They want to seem as though they're being involved, but by making a change, they could make the situation worse. Ball dropped back towards the penalty spot nicely by Gabriel Silva, but anticipated well. Isco. And again, it's Benzema heading wide. Drags the ball through the 2 defenders. Just to give you an idea of what Memo Ochoa faces. The Mexican international who spent so much time on the bench at Malaga before finally getting a chance here with Granada. Benzema tees it up just past Nacho. Just a little too high. Marcelo's shot deflects wide, still in for Kroos, plays it square. Lomban will clear and out for a corner. Just to give you an idea, his counterpart today, the Costa Rican Real Madrid's Keylor Navas, has only faced 31 shots on goal this season coming into today. No one has faced more than Memo Ochoa, 109, and that does not even count what he's faced so far against Real. Just over Varane this time. Nacho keeps it alive.
And this team has given up more shots on goal. Ochoa has been very inconsistent throughout this year. One of the reasons why Juan Carlos Osorio is making some tough decisions when he comes to the Mexican national team as well. And has gone with some domestic goalkeepers.
Well, again, sometimes statistics don't tell the tale, as popping in Sergi Samper to try and maintain possession. But the 3 teams that have given up the most shots on target, Gijón, Granada, and Osasuna, also the 3 teams that are in the relegation zone. It all starts with defense. Beautiful from Marcelo, holds his feet, change of direction, in for Ronaldo, make it 3. Marcelo does the hard work, and Ronaldo buries it. On a day to celebrate his 4th Ballon d'Or, he starts working for number 5.
That was just one scenic, orchestrated goal, Phil, set up by a delicate chip by Marcelo. Look at this, the way he spins, drags it back again, and then a fabulous cross to Ronaldo, who's made his living this year more and more inside that 6-yard box, and has become a more versatile player at his age, and that's just very unique. But what Marcelo gives you going forward as the best attacking left fullback in the world, being able to pick Ronaldo with a perfect cross, and then Ronnie being applauded by another Ronnie and another Figo. Look at this.
Gives you an idea of the history of this club, and it can weigh heavy on some shoulders. Benzema And Ronaldo seemed to wear it well. Facebook.com/BeInSportsUSA if you want to catch it again. Marcelo, brilliant work and balance. And at least from what I saw, did not look up once he had made that move. He knew the opening was there. The door was closing quickly, and he knew Ronaldo would be there to pounce.
What has happened, Phil, is very simple. All right, Marcelo, Carvajal have really locked up Tito and Silva in their 1v1 battles. They didn't expect Ronaldo to play that close to Benzema. And then you get Isco coming in. So basically, Veso, Lamban, and Tabanu are playing them 1 versus 1. And that's so tough to do against this team. Again, brilliant coaching by Zidane, making these subtle tactical changes that will alter the outcome, what happens in that final third when there's a lot of numbers. The movement and the ability for Ronaldo to play off Benzema, looking for the big body, almost as a shield, and then being able to ghost to the far post and scoring this goal.
Serie A action coming your way later today. 2:30 p.m. start for Napoli against Sampdoria. Big match for both teams. Napoli especially if they want to stay hot on the heels of Juventus.
One other thing, Phil, if Pereira and Boga don't tuck in on the weak sides enough, then Casemiro, Cruz, or Modric, one of the three, will have time and space centrally on the ball, as we see right here.
Ronaldo taking a step up. Now 11 goals behind only the Barcelona tandem of Messi and Suarez in the Pichichi race. Benzema, his 5th of the season, 10th against Granada. Marcelo again creating space, whips it across, this time good hands from Memo.
The inability of Tito Roman right now to really keep Marcelo in, I call it a negative position, not allowing him to get in the final third, to serve balls, to cross balls, to shoot balls as well from distance. Look how high he's riding up the field, and he pulls Tabanu as well. The French player into uncomfortable positions, and now you get the run deep out of midfield.
Lifting, looking. Ronaldo makes the move, the cross headed high by Veso. Benzema settles, blasted by Carvajal, the right back, standing inside the arc. Talk about Raymond Kopa. This has to bring back flashbacks. This is like the 2-3-5 from Real Madrid. Everyone in the attack.
I don't want to second guess Lucas Alcaraz, but
Luka Modric, back post, perfect timing, and it's Isco with the brace. 4-0 Real Madrid.
I just wanted to say, Phil, a 4-5-1 would be much better right now for Granada, with the 5 in the back. They have a huge problem in understanding what their responsibilities are when Madrid comes with good numbers forward, because there's a clearly centrally midfield a problem. As you can see again, turnover. Modric just penetrates, as he does so well. Weak side defending is poor, but Isco says thanks for coming. Simple tap in, but a brilliant ball by Modric as well. Love it when he picks up his head, allows the run to be made, is patient. Look at this, Phil. Look at this, Phil. Eye contact, eye contact. There we go. Good run. On the ground, firm, easy tap in. Ochoa, no chance. Said again, poor. Weak side defending by Tito Roman. Isco scored on the right side and the left side. The ability for Madrid right now to interchange under Zidane this year more than any time else is just incredible.
Here they come again. It's Ronaldo looking to join Isco on the brace. Second game this season where Isco has scored 2. The other match he found the net against Betis in a 6-1 thrashing. That was on the road. A little slip here, but from the ground, Isco tries to keep it alive. That's his first goal since 2015. 434 days since Isco had scored at the Bernabeu. And he scored the first, and he scored the fourth, and the first might have been enough if you use history as a guide, Thomas. Real Madrid have never lost a game where Isco has found the net. 19 wins and 2 draws, 0 defeats. And I have a feeling they're not going to lose today. Nice from Boga. 33 minutes in. Granada already looking for a consolation. At this rate, they might not even get the t-shirt.
All the doubts about Hamas versus Isco, including myself, out of the window right now. And again, you got to give Zidane credit, because you know what? He looks at statistics. I know he does. But you just said, believe me, when Mr. Isco scores, we're going to win.
Nice overlap. Isco again wide on the right side. A good tackle this time from Gabi Silva. And Isco, as he tried to avoid it, might have pulled something. Here we call it a coach. Actually, there a técnico, but around the globe, manager also recognized, and so much is managing. Coaching, I guess, in the true sense, not so much learning the game, but guiding the team. And he uses Hamas to the point where he is man of the match against Sevilla midweek in the Copa, and then brings back Isco here today, and he's got 2 goals. 23 players on this team. Ball sails all the way near side. Silva tries to deflect. Ronaldo, first effort doesn't work, brings it back for a second. But he's got to try and find a way, maybe not to keep them all happy, but to keep them hungry, and most importantly, headed in the right direction.
And that's a delicate balance, Phil. But if you look at the way this team is playing, there's passion. When goals are scored, there's a celebration of the whole team. Those are all indicators of a team that's happy, that's compact, that's together. That's a tribute to Zidane as well. Ronaldo's become a giver. Who would have ever said that years ago?
International hitting Sydney, the Apia International, day 1 opening up in our WTA coverage, 8 p.m. tonight, 5 Pacific on beIN Sports. You got a feel for Tito Roman. He was just trying to get used to slowing down Marcelo, and Isco pops up. The wealth of riches that Real Madrid have acquired and on full display early on in Zidane's reign. I think many people were talking as the ball deflected back towards Benzema, might not have even been the target, and on a hat trick. Isco denied near post by Ochoa with a nice stop.
Again, the ball and player movement in small spaces, combination play, and then that shot of distance going near post. Actually, very good save by Ochoa, who's been obviously very well tested today. Giving up 4, but saved 3 as well. As you said, Phil, this could become a rout.
Ball played back. Marcelo sneaks it in low, deflected. Isco steps in front. Now cross across and smothered by Ochoa. I was going to say, though, early on in his reign, people were saying, sure, they're winning, but they're not playing well. Which, when you think about it, there are worse things in life. But now, everything seems to be clicking for Real Madrid.
It certainly is, and it shows you again they got depth right now. They've got a better tactical understanding and more flexibility in their systems. We talked about a 4-4-2, being able to manipulate that, coming high again with 3, sometimes 4, playing out of a 2-4, or when the fullbacks go forward, it becomes a 2-4-4 fill. And systems, they're numbers. How do you apply those with and without the ball? What's your philosophy? Space is everything, and Madrid utilizes it to a T.
Yeah, so off to the races till Casemiro threw up a roadblock.
Because quality without results is pointless. And that's what the big debate is about Pep Guardiola right now. Is he too much of a romantic? Does he adjust enough right now to the rigorous, different demands in England? I'm glad he does it, because Cruyff would roll over in his grave if he wouldn't. But should he be more pragmatic early on, claiming that he doesn't have the players in the back that can play comfortably out of those positions? And those are interesting questions, you know. And Zidane just say, I want to win. End of story.
And does luck play a role? He'll smile and say absolutely. He's a very lucky man. I've heard growing up, luck the residue of hard work and desire, and Real Madrid sure has a lot of both with Zidane in charge. Well on their way to 39 straight without defeat. That would tie Barcelona's run and would set the stage for what would be a run at 40 in a row in the return leg in Sevilla, and that won't be easy, although a little more breathing room with that 3-0 win in the first leg.
And Barca gets some bad calls going against them, but on the road 2-1, going back to Barcelona, that to me is still not an easy game, but a very winnable game as well, with the away goal. There's another saying that Cruyff used to talk about.
Nice from Basel.
If you can't win, make sure you don't lose. And that's what Madrid has done this year as well. Refusing to lose. And that's a difference between I want to win, because everybody at the start of the season, they want to win. Sure, we want to win. But refusing to lose, Phil, is just a different mentality and dimension. And that hardness has Zidane brought to this team that's just so fluent now, and has, as I said, Phil, made better decisions in the off-season and are deeper with Morata, with Asensio, with Hamas. Pepe and Ramos are out right now. It's incredible, and they keep on ticking as well. They're 18 deep, and Barca might be 12 or 13. That will be a tough road for them.
Volkswagen halftime show coming up. 4 goals for Real Madrid in the opening half, looking for a 5th before the whistle. Isco, 2 in the first half, 4 on the season. Now just 1 back of Benzema. He's also on the scoreboard. Isco, Gross wide, Marcelo. Hypnotizing movement at times. That one deflected away for the corner.
It's so beautiful in that triangle, with, in particular, Casemiro as the Sufico to suffocate without fouling. Frank Rijkaard really revolutionized that position, winning balls, and instead of not giving up free kicks.
In swinger, Ochoa stays his line, headed high by Samper. Now, actually, it was Kravitz dropping back, trying to start a break. Boga staying forward with the young Frenchman. Just a few days removed from his 20th birthday. Ento and Copa. In my mind, still the best team in history. 5 straight European titles. That match against Eintracht Frankfurt, still one for the ages. Overlapping run, Silva snuck inside, and hey, Navas gets the uniform dirty.
For this club to continue that dynasty is just incredible.
Ronaldo looking, waiting. Out of a Hal. Pass from Modric. In off the give and go. Sliding in Veso might have actually gotten the touch, but Ochoa keeps it out.
Beautiful again. One of the principles of our tech is penetration and combination play. We have both here. Nobody stays with the runner. Poor defending right now by Granada as well. You have to stay with the runner. You have to compete against Benzema much better. Modric almost at the end of it. Ochoa coming up with a good save.
Ballon out wide. Swansea Loney couldn't quite swing that one in. The throw in box high. Swansea and Le Havre both on the CV of Tabanu. Bob Bradley, of course, manager at both, and if you believe the reports, as Isco brought down here, Bradley might not be out of work for long. Reportedly an offer already to take over the Norwegian national team. So if that doesn't work, there's also reports that he might be in line for the new MLS team in Los Angeles.
That's a bad, cynical foul on Isco, and the correct yellow cards.
Serie A action tomorrow morning. Multicalcio with Genoa against Roma. It's been snowing in northern Italy. See if that will affect it. Don't forget Villarreal Barcelona tomorrow afternoon at 2:30, and that should be fun, Thomas.
I'm looking forward to this. Trying to fill Ray Hudson's shoes. Same way I did as a player when I was the water carrier for Ray.
He drank a lot of water.
He always used to say to me, get that ball and just play it to me or Cabillas. And I will get it to Gerd Mueller. Talking about Copa, Gerd Mueller knew how to score as well.
Pretty much that is the simple nature that Real Madrid plays. Talked about maybe dressing it up, romanticizing the game. Well, the romance novels everyone likes to read, the ones where the hero wins in the end. Ronaldo couldn't get much on it. Ochoa able to deny.
By the way, Genoa away is not an easy one.
Nope.
Juventus was tripped up. Napoli was tripped up.
Well, it's not an easy place to play at the Santiago Bernabeu, as Granada has found out firsthand.
It's the game obviously was pretty much done very early on, and as you can see again, the amount of white jerseys that are able to stay high up the field. As I said, the counter press has been so good, and then the runners in the box field, and look at the poor defending too. When you in transition lose the ball, you're unbalanced and you get punished.
4-0 to score in the opening half. A brace from Isco in the process. Highlights coming up.